My client signed 71 high-paying clients last month with these 3 simple tweaks. And 2 months before that, so the month before, he signed 58 clients. So this is an extra 14 just on a month-on-month basis, which is huge growth. I've been working with this client for years, and we're having sustainable, long-term, high cash months. And I really want to just pull back the curtains here, show you behind the scenes what is actually moving the needle, because we're getting true momentum now. And I feel so excited to share with you what's working so you can take some ideas, some insights and apply it into your business so you can get on your own trajectory of high growth, high momentum, high cash months, and having more fun, feeling alive, doing what you love and creating a business around that. So let's get straight into it. Number 1 is your magic. You need to get out of your head and into your magic. This is something that I neglected for so long. I just wanted the strategy. I just wanted like the step-by-step blueprint. What do I need to do to get high-paying clients? It's very in your head. It's like you're thinking about what to do. You're over-planning, you're overthinking, you're trying to make the right move. You don't want to appear someone you're not. You don't want to make sure you're doing the wrong thing. All these things take you out of your power. Anytime you're overthinking, and in your power, in your magic, they're kind of the same thing. You want to be in your power because this is a place where no one can compete with you. When you are your highest expression of yourself, when you are in your magic, when you are loving what you do, when you are lighting your own flame on fire, when you are on fire, when you let go of the layers that suffocate your soul and the expression that you want to bring out and forth to the world, that is where the magic happens. And people pay big money to see people in their magic. This is why I watched the Elvis documentary and I was like, he was a true self-expression of what he does. You look at anyone, Michael Jordan, if you look at Ronaldo, if you look at anyone who is an elite level athlete, performer, musician, anything, they are in their magic and they're a full expression of themselves. They're not filtering, they're not diluting their message, they're not watering down their message to speak to everyone, they're not doing 10 things, they're all in on one thing, all in one thing. So one of the biggest things that we've done is I have stopped doing more stuff. So I'm doing about 60 to 80% less and I'm doing a lot better. The numbers across the board, because we track our numbers every single week to see our KPIs, I'm doing a lot less, but the numbers are a lot better. The reason why is because I've got one full-time VA just for this client who does 60 to 80% of what I used to do. So what that has done is it allowed me hours every single, not week, every single day. And the point of this and the purpose of this, it's created more white space. And more white space creates magic, and the magic creates the results. The white space creates the magic, and the magic creates the results. When you have a crammed calendar, when you don't have free time, when you don't have time to go out and walk in nature, when you don't have time to think and strategize and write things down and be strategic and be intentional and figure out what lights you up. What are you the best in the world at? What are you a genius at? Where are you exceptional? And how can you narrow your focus to be on that so you can share your message and your magic with the world in a big way, in a way where people are like, who the fuck's that guy? Like in a good way, not in a Conor McGregor talking down way. Like you walk into a room and you know your magic, people can feel that. That's the essence that cannot be bought. It's like a body. You don't just buy a six-pack body. You have to earn it and you have to work for it and you have to be consistent. But with your magic, you can do that instantly. You can figure out what it is that makes you feel alive. What is it that makes you in the zone? What is it that gets you into your power? And then align to that as much as you can. The more you align to that, the easier and the more fun business becomes. Because for me, when I'm like me building this business now, which I feel like I'm back at day one, feels like my first day in business. Like I feel so excited and so giddy about business because I'm choosing to build it where I feel alive and love the process of building a substantial business. I know I'm building something big, but I'm not waiting for that day to come 90 days down the road, 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road. I'm not waiting for this, perhaps maybe one day soon, hopefully, I'm going to be happy here. I'm choosing to be alive and excited on the journey. And I only am able to do that by focusing on my magic, by getting out of my head and into my power, by getting out of my head and into my magic, by creating more space away from everything, more time offline, more time filling my cup up, more time just letting go of things that don't serve me. So my VA allows me to create systems and processes for tasks to be repeated, that can be repeated, that have maybe 5, 10, 20% variation, but the same process every single day, that then I'm not in and I'm feeling like, I don't like doing this. Anytime you have a thought like that, you're not in the zone. The more time you're in the zone, the better your business becomes. And that being in the zone is a correlation between being in your magic. So this goes for me with what I'm helping my client with, but also what my client is doing. Because we're looking at where his magic is, and anytime it comes up with, he's coming up with content ideas, there's friction. He's not in his zone of genius, he's not in his magic, he hates it. But anytime that I spend coming up with content ideas, and I'll get to them, and sharing them with him, and he just looks at them and goes, yep, love that, boom, and then he just runs with it. I'm in my zone of genius, which is content, ideas, getting it out there, strategy, and then he gets them, and he's in his zone of genius, he's in his magic, where he just understands something, he aligns with it, aligns with the brand, aligns with the direction, aligns with the vision, and then he's able to create it. And then we've got systems in place where we're able to get it edited and then turned over like within 2 days, usually 1 day. So that whole process from idea to creation to editing to getting it out is like 1 day now. And we're all operating in our magic. No one's like, like he's thinking, my client is thinking, I don't like content creation. I don't like the idea of coming up with ideas. Me, that's what I love. I love that. So I'm doing that. I'm sending it to him with my energy, my magic, my excitement. He's getting them, seeing, holy shit, that's a great idea. Executes it with that level of energy, and he's in his zone of genius. Then just quickly sends it back. The VA handles it, goes to the editor gets it, sends it to the VA uploads it. We're all in our zone of genius. We're all in our magic. We're not being weighed down. So that's like a huge thing. You could probably feel it with this energy. It's like, this is a cool energy. This is the energy of feeling alive. This is the energy of doing what you love. Like, as cliche as that shit is, that is the game. It's like you want to be alive, feeling like loving what you do and doing what you love and loving who you're doing it with as well. So for me, to be more in the zone and be more in my magic, I said to my wife, I was like, in the mornings, I need to be working undistracted until 10 a.m. Like, I just need to be in deep work and focus and execute on that because that excites me. And I just love having that space in the morning till 10 a.m. to focus on execution, on content, on my business, on strategic ideas, on getting in my magic. And she's like, okay, I get it. Whereas before, there'd be interruptions, I'd go down for a coffee, and then I'd be in like super creative, inspiring zone where I'm like mapping out content ideas and starting to write. And then she'd be like, do you want a coffee? And it's such an irresistible offer that I'm like, yeah, of course. And then I come back up and my energy shifts. Like, I'm not the same person when I come up as when I go down. Like, there's a stark disconnect, and I noticed that, and I was like, that's not aligned with the business I want to create and how I want to feel while creating it, which is having the time of my life, being in magic, operating in overflow, loving what I do. I want these clear structured moments because the white space, the space in that time creates the magic because I've got room to breathe. I've got the space. I've got the awareness and the intention and the focus and the clarity. I've got that in that space, and the white space creates the magic, and the magic creates the results. That's why you can see people just grinding out content, but they don't have that essence behind it, that magic that's like, holy fuck, that's something powerful. It's because they're doing it to check a box. It's like, I got to create content. Check the box. I've done content. It doesn't have any fucking fire to it. It doesn't have any substance to it, but I've checked the box. Right? So it's about making sure you're not just checking a box. It's about doing it where you have that level of magic involved in it. But also for me, it comes down to the type of music I listen to as well. I notice when I listen to lo-fi house, like my energy, like lo-fi, not house, lo-fi just music, the like it's too monotone for me and it's too low energy for me. So when I'm in a creative space, I feel my energy drop. Like I feel my energy go lower and therefore my magic go lower and then my expression be reduced. That doesn't mean that lo-fi is like a low energy music. It just means for me, I notice my body reacts that way. But your magic formula, that's like completely up to you. This is my ultra awareness on it. It's like a diet. Like there's so many different diets and diets work for different people, different bodies, different shapes, different sizes. It depends who you are, what stage you're in, what your focus is, etc., what your intention is, outcome. That depends on what your formula is. Lo-fi may be perfect for you. It was perfect for me for a few years, but now the phase and the stage and the intention that I want to bring, it's not for me. So I noticed that. And then client boundaries. Most of my work now for my business is done AM and then clients is PM. Most of it. I have exceptions, but having those clear boundaries allows me again to have that white space. White space creates the magic creates the results. So as a little audit, after I've shared what I've shared on magic, which I think you see coaches have so many different offers and online business owners, so many different offers, get distracted by so many different strategies. I believe that the thing that they're looking for is the magic. They're not looking for a certain offer, certain client, certain strategy. They're looking for something that makes them feel alive and feel excited to actually pursue. And when they feel excited to pursue, they're going to pursue it the long term. Like I love Elon's definition of a vision is like you want the vision to be something exciting. Like we're moving towards something exciting. Why not bring that excitement into your actual being and who you are and what you're doing every single day and have an exciting vision so your journey is actually exciting as well. Because if you are excited with who you work with, what you do and your journey and where you're going, why would you look for something else? Ultimately, the outcome we're looking for is a feeling. And if the feeling is excitement and we can generate that excitement with what we do and what we focus on, what we choose to not focus on, boundaries, expectations, genius, tasks, delegation, standards. If we can maximize them and master those elements, why would we look for another strategy when we're just loving today, when today is like the best day? That's truly what I believe is holding back so many coaches, and they get stuck at a level because they're searching for something outside of themselves, but the answer is always within you. You have the answer within you. You just need the space to be able to tap into that, to open up a whole new reality and a whole new possibility, that you can enjoy it now while you're building something even greater. So I'd like for you to rate your magic at the moment. An average day, if you look at your last week, an average day out of 10, what would you say your magic is? Like how much you are lit up, excited, how much you're in your power, how much you're not in your head, overthinking, trying to strategize and plan every single move, trying to control the game. Like how much are you listening to your intuition? How much are you owning your zone of genius? How much are you operating from your zone of genius? That will give you a good insight out of 10. So the second thing that we did is to do with the messaging. The magic is easily the biggest one because my client is more focused on it. I am more focused on it. Our team is more focused on it. We've got a very lean team, but we're all focused on our zone of genius and in our magic. And then the second one is our message. Our message is the foundation of everything we do. I've gone through a lot of messaging training lately by a lot of fantastic coaches doing $1 million months organically, some with small amount of paid ads. And these people operate differently. I've been an ads guy my whole life. For 12 years, I've managed so many 6, 7, 8-figure coaching businesses, ads, helped them add millions of dollars in revenue per year, helped them add hundreds of clients a year. I've worked with top UK public companies, Ocado. I've helped them add over 100,000 customers in a year. I've worked with P&O Cruises to launch their biggest ship, Avia. And the one thing that all those things that I've mentioned that I've done, I'm talking about from my experience, the one most important thing is not the ad, it's not the offer, it's the messaging. And the messaging is really like the words you say and how you say them. I remember learning about this the most when Gary Halbert, I was watching a seminar where Gary Halbert was talking, and he said, I'll just quickly do the quick story because it's a very long story. He does it for dramatic purposes. But he says basically there's one letter, and then there's one envelope, and it's got the address to your mum on it. And then you get a letter and you write with the same pen, the same paper, and you write on this letter, to mum, you are a gift to me, and I'm so grateful for you to, the lessons, the strength, the tribulations, everything you've given to me. I would be nothing if it wasn't for you. All my best traits are down an extension of you, and I'm so grateful for who you are and who you've allowed me to become. I love you so much, always and forever, Ben. If I read that to mum, like, you can imagine the feeling, the response you would get. And then he says, I want you to take that same piece of paper, the same envelope, which has the same address, the same stamp, the same pen, everything is the same, which is like £5. Let's say for everything, £5. And then on the letter, you're gonna say, dear mum, I can't fucking believe that you XXX. You are such a blah, 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 blah. You are blah, 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 blah. I will never forgive you for blah, 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 blah. Like, you can just feel the tone. I don't really want to speak it because I love my mum and like, I don't want to put that out there. But just in terms of the tone of the message, you can feel the difference, right? So he says you put both letters in the mailbox, you send them. He says you're going to get a completely different reaction from your mum, from the person receiving the message, even though it's the same pen, the same letter, the same ink, the same stamp, the same address. Everything is the same, but what is different is the words that you put down. And that taught me the fundamental lesson of messaging in marketing. It is so important. It's the foundation of everything you do. So we upgraded our message specifically to speak to more high-level buyers, like people that are ready to go. So a couple of things we did. We were laser focused on dream clients only. We understood the magic that we are in as a company as well. Not like it doesn't just apply to you, it applies as a company, because usually it's ideally one, but maybe 3 world-class things rather than 10 things you're good at. And that could be a huge paradigm shift as well. If you're trying to do 10 things good, you're not going to have that trajectory as if you had 1 to 3 things mastered, world-class. So we narrowed down. We focused on one level of mastery, and we are becoming known for that in the industry. We're creating our own world based on this one area of mastery and speaking to that. We also speak to the nuanced problems inside of that. So there's 3 subtopics that go as an extension of that, and we speak to the nuanced problems of that are ultra clear, ultra direct, and ultra specific. We ditched vanilla, fluffy, generic messaging. We don't have any of that. We want the message to really speak directly to our dream clients, and we want them to feel it. So that's like, he's talking to me. That's the feeling, the result, and the response that we are getting from that. We show why our company is the one that they are looking for. We make it clear that you've struggled before because you haven't found us, basically. And then when they find us, they're like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. And then we are delivering insights to show them why they aren't where they want to be and how we can help them get there. That's basically the whole messaging strategy, but we've really upgraded it to be intentional and then to focus on those dream clients. So when they come to us, they're more pre-sold than ever. They're bought into our world, our way of thinking, which makes a huge difference because that goes throughout the whole sequence, especially now with the algorithms being so good and AI having such an impact, your message is the most important piece. And that was the way with the advertising. I thought it was the ads, but it's really the messaging that goes in the ads, because we would load up ads that have 10 different messages or 10 different creatives or 10 different ad types, and would use broad targeting. So we wouldn't really target anyone specific. And the ones that delivered the best had the best message. Not the best targeting, not the best images. It was the best message that resonated with the most amount of people. So the message is the fundamental piece. So out of 10, I'd love for you to just do an audit again. How clear and compelling is your message to speak directly to dream clients so that they understand that you're the one for them, that they understand why they haven't got where they are, and that you can get them to where they want to go? Like, how sharp is your message out of 10? 10 is like, it's so sharp, people understand, they message me, DM me, I'm in, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And 0 is like, it's so blunt, it's easy to ignore, you scroll past it, you don't get any engagement, you're just struggling and drowning, and like, you just don't know what you're doing. That is number 2. Now, number 3 is your model. So we got our magic that really injects into our message, and then our message is how we speak to and communicate to people and how we get them to move. And then our model is how we actually strategically build out a process that takes people from cold to sold, from unknown to buyer, from a 0, I don't know who you are, to 10, I want to buy what you do. So this is where I focus most of my life. It's really the least important when you get the first 2 right, but it still plays an important role in taking people through a buyer's journey to get them to go from not knowing you to wanting to buy within days. It could happen within days when you are operating in your magic, when you have a message that is so sharp, so compelling, and speaks directly to dream clients and helps them understand why they haven't got the result and how you get them the result, and that you are the one that they are looking for. Then you just create a model, a world that takes people through that journey. So for my client, it's ad, landing page, content, conversation, call, client. So my focus with this client, I've been the ads guy before. So it's like, here's how we're going to get 300 people through your opt-in page and get 300 leads added to your email list every single day. That's kind of like what I used to be. Now, for this client, it's all about content. So I've up-leveled my game strategically and intentionally, because this is the way the industry is going. We're going to more, we're not even going there, but it's less ads and it's more personal brands. It's more intimacy, it's more embodiment, it's more depth. It's not just run an ad, get client, boom. So this is the piece that I'm working on with the client, and doing it at this level of scale is so insane, because I get to see everything that's working behind the scenes of a multi-6-figure per month business and really understand how this game works at a very high level. And then like, I have so much certainty that it's like, I can help someone get to 50K pretty easily, like from a 10, 15, 20K, because that's only 10% of what this client's doing. So when you see the results, it's much easier to get people similar results or lesser results, because you've seen the path, and that's the power of hiring a mentor. You don't have to hire a mentor, just like you don't have to hop in a train to go from London to Manchester. But you get there by train if you go a lot faster than walking. Like, you can choose to walk. It'll just take you probably a couple months to walk there. But you hire a mentor and you can get there much faster. You can get there within hours or days or weeks rather than months, as an example. So that is what gives me my power, my confidence, my conviction, and my excitement for doing this, because I am excited to show people how to do this, which is why I do this video. And you can feel this energy. So we have upgraded all of our content to be in alignment with this message. So main things I'm focused on is the trust triad. These are the key 3 profiles, key 3 platforms that we focus on, that I'm mastering to become exceptional. Number 1 is social. So Instagram primarily, maybe Facebook. For this client, it's both. Then it's email, then it's YouTube. So with Instagram, really mastering feed content and making sure we're attracting new people every single day. That is so important. And then leveraging stories. We have really not maxed out, we've increased the volume of stories every single day. We're doing about 8 to 12 every single day because we've got proven frameworks now. We've got a framework that we know works on Instagram, and we are repeating it every single day with new variables, new content, new things, but having the proven framework and structure, which has been huge because that allows us to have repeatability. And the best don't get bored of doing repeatability, they just get better. That's how they get better, by just doing more of the same over and over with different ways and making it fresh, but having the same core essence that we know works. So that is huge. With emails, I have also created frameworks there. This last week, we had the highest response rate because a lot of the call to action is just to reply to an email to start a conversation. And this last week, we had 5.6% of the list reply. 5.6% of the list reply. So that was from 4 emails. The rest were value emails that didn't expect a reply. We generally email the list every single day. And we do it in a way where it's massive value, where it does not feel like an ask. Maybe once or twice a month there's an ask, but a lot of it is high value. And a lot of it is kind of subtle selling, where we're moving people through the buying process without them knowing, because it adds value at each stage. The golden rule is to make each stage of your process valuable in of itself. And then people don't think and don't feel like they're being sold to. People love to buy, they don't love to sell. People love being shown why they aren't where they are and how they can get there with insight. And if you can help them do that, then that is huge. So what I'm able to do now is use these frameworks repeatably. We're doing the same with emails, what we're doing with content. And I'm just building this bank now of proven frameworks that enable us to get these kind of results. And it is so exciting. So what we're doing is we're building this ecosystem where we're taking people that put in their email on the landing page and then go to social, and then we're creating social posts, stories, so Instagram feed, Instagram story, Facebook. Then we're moving them over to YouTube from email, and then from email we're also moving them to conversations, we're moving them to YouTube. From YouTube we're moving them back to social. Social, we're getting them back to the email list, and then email is really like the cockroach that you just can't stop. It is just so consistent and predictable that we just move people around wherever we want. Email is probably the best platform, I would say, because it's just so personalized and it's so simple. It's just text and it's straight to people's inbox every single day, and it's free, and you're not competing with being one swipe away. So I love email. That is an overview of our social media strategy. Not our social, it's our model that enables us to move people from unknown to seller to buyer, and doing it in a way where it's elegant, it's smooth, it's not hard sell. We pre-sell so we don't have to hard sell. We use connection by understanding brand values rather than persuasion. So connection over persuasion, pre-sell instead of hard sell, and a lot of it is content heavy. And the reason we're able to do that is because my client is focused on his zone of genius, which is creating content, running a business, being a leader. And I'm focused on my zone of genius, which is content ideas and execution, and then sending to him, and then he can grab them, run with them. And then we have a process back end to be able to get them out in a fast, easy way that makes things move fast. That's probably the biggest takeaway from this as well. We move fast. Like, we don't think on things for days. We get an idea and then we execute and it's done. That is what's required to operate at this kind of level. We move very fast, we move big, and we're just loving this journey. If you saw the group chat between us, like, a lot of it is all in caps, a lot of emojis, a lot of gifts. We're having fun, and that's what business can be like, making big money can be like. It can be fun, it can be exciting, as long as you get out of your head and into your magic. Your magic is where the magic happens. People can feel the magic. It's like a body. People can see your body, and if you have a great body and you work out and you're disciplined, people respect that. People can feel that magic. They feel what you say more than they hear what you say. So tapping into that is the most important bit, and it comes from depth inside of yourself, depth and conviction and courage and consistency, and the ability to step into that greatest version of yourself and love the process of it. That is what's absolutely most important. And then finally, Thanks for still watching. But the third thing is to rate yourself on your model. How easy is it to go from cold to sold, from 0 to 10, from I don't know who you are to I want to buy something? Just give yourself like a number out of 10. And now what I want you to do with these numbers is look at these. I'm just spinning this ADD brain. That's why you probably see, there you go. Just rate yourself out of 10 for the model, and then look at those three numbers. So you'll have your magic, your message, your model. You look at those numbers out of 10 and you'll see what number is the lowest, and just spend some time working on that. Like, just get curious and delve into why and what you need to do. Like, that will be my greatest advice. I don't want this to be a massively theory video, and I don't want it to be massively practical. I want it to kind of be in the middle. Here's what's working, here's why, here's what you can do. And just have a play with it. Maybe spend 10 minutes, 5 minutes after these videos, grab out a journal, write some things, see what comes to mind. Trust yourself more, back yourself more, get into your body, get into the magic, create more white space, because more white space creates more magic, and more magic creates results. And if you're interested, click on my Instagram down below, or there'll be a video that pops up. Feel free to watch that. And if you want to discuss how we could implement some more magic, better message, and a streamlined model into your business, send me a message on Instagram. We can have a chat. Otherwise, let me know what number is your weakness below, and what number is and the number that you are going to be working on. Thanks for watching. Super pumped. Have a good one. Peace.